Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Orlando Magic. We've seen a lot of quality basketball from this Orlando team lately. They couldn't have asked for a better start to the year. Most teams need a little feeling out period, some time to get everybody on the same page, but they hit the ground running from day one and have not looked back. And tonight, a chance.
Don't you open up that window. Don't you let out that antidote. Don't go through the front door. It's low key at the night show. So don't you open up that window. Don't you let out that antidote. On a Sunday, do it all again on Monday.
We're live, the home of the Chicago Bulls, the United Center. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, and we'll be hearing from DA along the sideline all game long. Last outing for Orlando, they won that game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
And look, it's always tough to win on the road. You've got to go in with the right mindset, and they did.
They were the aggressors that night, relentless in their approach, especially scoring the basketball.
And it's going to be the Magic off the tip. A lot of people, Steve, talk about the length of the season, 82 games. Do you think the league will ever reduce that number?
No, I don't think so. I think the commissioner has done an excellent job of trying to spread out games. He's cut down the back-to-backs, and so it's given some guys some much-needed rest, and I think they've looked at the travel schedule. So I don't think they ever want to reduce the number of games. The league is going well right now with 82.
And you've got to keep, Steve, the regular season relevant.
Yes.
Don't you? I mean, it's got to matter. It's got to matter.
I think so, and I think that's the reason why. I think they might change the playoff format, but I don't think they would change the regular season.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Isaac out there with Jay, and it's Vucevic in at the 5. Dunn outside. Releases. And Middleton, the basket on the assist from Dunn. Middleton's got his second basket.
You see what Dunn can do when he's playing under control. That's an excellent pass.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
A lot of laziness going on out there. Still early in the game, but that needs to get worked out.
And here's the fast break. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Lauri Markkanen. Orlando shooting their first free throws of the game. That's good from James. Both free throws good from James.
It's a luxury to have a big man who can shoot free throws this way.
And on our sideline, our reporter David Aldridge.
I briefly spoke with Jim Boylan. This is the first meeting of the season between these teams, and he stressed to his guys the need to rely on their instincts at the offensive end. He said, we do a good job of finding soft spots in defenses without forcing things. If we keep doing that, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if they can keep that up tonight. Kevin, back to you.
As always, DA, appreciate the good work. So, guys, they want to see their shooting percentage high up there immediately.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're just hoping a few guys get hot. It means a commitment to finding good shots.
Well, we know they have shooters that can get hot. But you're right. It has to be an organized offensive scheme. The winners of 6 championship titles, the Chicago Bulls, all in the 1990s, and all with Jordan and Pippen.
For Chicago, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Augustine against Dunn. Middleton outside. Shot to stop the run. That shot off. The Magic go the other way with it. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And you know what? They were forced to go deep into their bench due to foul trouble, and that one didn't work out well.
Well, anytime you have to change up your rotation, it can disrupt the flow.
Well, Chicago's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Dunn passes to Carter. Middleton looking it over. Shoots over Isaac. Dunn kicks to Levine. 6 on the shot clock. Middleton can't get it to go.
How does he miss that layup? He's too good to be doing that.
No good from Jay.
Tough miss. He found some space inside the arc, but he could deliver.
Dunn outside. And the Bulls with another miss. Magic leading by 8. Here's Isaac. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
There's the pass to Carter. He kicks it to Dunn. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Outside, Levine. To end the drought. Got a piece of it. And they get it back. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. So it's both teams making substitutions here. The Magic have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. And Lauri Markkanen out of Finland, an extremely high skill level to his game. Smitty, is he a finished product?
Not at all. With his passion for the game, he's only going to get better and better. Some 7-footers don't have that drive. He does, Kevin.
Bulls trail by 10. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Dunn. Averaging 13 points per game, over 2.5 steals and 6 assists. And you love his anticipation. All those steals, he's always a step ahead, reading plays before they develop.
I mean, high-level feel for the game allows him to gamble with a purpose. Does he get burned once in a while? Sure, but not as often as he guesses right.
Redick with the bucket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Parker passes to Patton. Parker with a clean look. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Parker's got his first 2 points.
This is why you like to get him touches. He makes things happen.
Pass to Jay. Here's Grant. To the wing right side. Jay. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Bulls trail by 11. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Dunn looking over the floor. Passes it to Valentine. Uncovered. And the basket by Blakeney. Blakeney's got it back down to within single digits for the Bulls. Here's Jay. They get it back.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
They have played physical, they have owned the paint, and they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
And so it's the Orlando Magic holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Back to the action at... And glad to have you with us. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Carter, he's checked in for Justin Patton. Lauri Markkanen comes in for Parker. Chris Middleton's checked in for Valentine. And Levine subbed in for Chris Dunn. So on the floor for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Vucevic, and it's Isaac in at the small forward. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the 76ers played some superb ball. He ended up with 44 points and was his usual self on the defensive side with a number of steals. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? See, Kevin.
Great, David. Appreciate it. Well, he set the bar pretty high for himself with that performance.
He did. But we know he's going to try to raise that bar again tonight. No matter how good he is, he's always thinking he can do better.
It's going to be tough. I'm sure their entire defensive game plan is centered around how to stop him. They're going to be all over him.
Steve, when you look back at your career, which years do you remember playing your best brand of basketball?
You know, I think obviously when you're younger, you feel like you have more of an impact with your skill level to go along with your athleticism. I think my best run was about a 5 or 6 year run when I was playing with the Atlanta Hawks and the Portland Trail Blazers. Those two teams, I think I had my best run.
Shoots a fader. Blakeney misses.
He's hit a rough patch this quarter. He's trying to shoot his way out of it, though.
Now the pass to Jay. And it's off from three-point range. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Bulls. They trail by 11. Blakeney misses. The Magic have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. The Magic again can't hit. Chicago's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Levine against Fournier, and out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. Bulls making a switch here. Dunn's checked in. Orlando leading by 11. Pass to Jay. Good ball movement here by the Magic. And Augustine kicks to Isaac. Back to Augustine. Passes it to Jay. Here's Vucevic. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, the defender all over.
The Magic shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%. And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter. The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Middleton. He knocks it down right at the buzzer.
That's a shot he'll never forget, as dramatic as they come.
A thrilling way to finish this one.
So we've reached the end of the first. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And through the first 2 quarters, they went to him repeatedly in the post, and boy, did he deliver.
Well, isn't it nice to have a go-to guy who can punish you inside?
And down low, it's Markkanen and Carter. Dunn and Levine are the guard set. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And that one is good. And that's 15 points for Jay.
Yeah, love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Shots good by Middleton.
I mean, defensively, you have to close out harder than that.
Orlando leading by 7.
And guys, Chris Dunn has outstanding physical tools. Long arms, athletic, great upside at the defensive end.
That one goes in. Jay's got 4 this quarter.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
On the wing, Levine. He's guarded by Fournier. Here's Markkanen. And it's Orlando with the rebound. And Dunn has the size to guard either backcourt spot.
I agree. A good rebounder for a guard. Gets a lot of steals. He plays with a high energy level.
On the wing, Levine. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Back to Middleton. Clock at 4. Rebounded by Isaac.
You won't see him miss many of these. A wide open look from distance.
And they pick up 2. Augustine's got his first basket.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and create turnovers, but guys have to help each other.
That's been a problem for them all game. Teamwork is something you just can't turn on and off.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
It's hard to disagree with the timeout here as the team badly needs to regain focus. They're out of sync offensively, way too many turnovers, and looking frustrated. They need to get back to their pace, their brand of basketball.
So for the Bulls, Justin Patton, he's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. And it's Denzel Valentine in for Chris Middleton. To the paint, here's Dunn. No good with the layup.
Oh, I don't believe that. He's better than that. Come on.
Back to Redick. This one for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Redick's got 6.
J.J. Redick, one of the premier shooters in this league. Boy, he knocked that one down.
To the paint, here's Carter, and then Carter with the dunk.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
I think it very well could be. That might be the game-changing play that helps push them over the top.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Bulls trail by 14. Here's Jay. Oh!
No, he didn't.
And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos.
Strength, focus, hard head approach. Chris Dunn powering through contact.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. Steve, we know plenty of NBA players who are still inconsistent at the free throw line. Just how much of a skill issue is free throw shooting and how much is mental?
You know, I think for a lot of guys that are up in size, just being able to shoot the basketball. I tried it shooting a volleyball when your hands are so big, and that is tough, and that's a skill. But then I see a lot of guys mentally, you can tell is bothering them because they change their routine from year after year. They keep finding different ways. They have to get comfortable, put in the work, and just stick to it. I think they go to too many different these shooting coaches saying, I have a quick fix, and usually it doesn't work, the quick fix.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. It's a 16-point game. On the wing, Levine. Pass to Patton. Redick against Levine.
The main thing you get with Bamba, imposing defender, shot blocker, alters everything in the paint.
And the pass to Jay. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
What a valuable asset to the offense, having a big with that kind of range.
Dunn kicks to Levine. And Gordon over to help. Feeds to Valentine. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Outside, Redick, right wing. Gordon, the pass to Jay. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
The shot by Redick, no good. Bulls trail by 19. Valentine wide open. He fires. The three-pointer off the mark. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the Magic. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game.
Nice to see an assist by J.J. Redick, showing he can be a good secondary playmaker at the off-guard spot.
The Magic have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple. The Bulls making a switch here. Blakeney's checked in. Ross is checked in for Orlando. Augustine comes in for Jaren Grant. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Dunn. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Got a piece of it. And here's the fast break. Here's Jay. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. For Orlando, they have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game. That's good from Jay. Both free throws good from Jay. 9 seconds left in the third. Here's Middleton. Offensive rebound. And that one's good. Parker's got 7 points.
Second chance opportunities. The great equalizer.
And so it's Orlando cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back right after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
At his position, traditionally, his job is to shoot the basketball. Give him credit for keeping his eyes up and just taking what the defense allows.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. Gordon down low with Bamba next to him. Terrence Ross is out there with DJ Augustine, and it's Jay in at the 3.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Oh, that's how you drive your point home right there. The Bulls shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Dunn dishes to Parker. For 3, Middleton. It's not going to go for him. And Orlando has possession. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks in Milwaukee. That'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip.
And this is his shot. You give him that much space, you're asking for trouble.
And the problem is you're already way behind. Obviously, your closeouts are ineffective. You're in trouble.
That's tipped. Ross with the steal. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. He feeds it to Bamba. Out to the wing. Jay. No good from outside.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And Middleton kicks to Dunn. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
You know, this is where Dunn's best, shooting the jumper.
Middleton outside. Back to Dunn. To the middle. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Markkanen passes to Blakeney. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Markkanen. Middleton trying to break free. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
This is where Markkanen is lethal. Good balance off the catch, smooth mechanics, soft touch.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Steve, you played with 6 different NBA teams. What's the best way to earn the respect of... Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Right side, Levine. Gets the 14-footer to fall.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Magic.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
They can chalk this one up, but these 2 teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jay.
You know, coming into tonight, hard to say if his intention was to take over the way he did, but as the game evolved, it became clear that he was the alpha dog on the offensive end.
It's good. Jay's got 42 in the game.
And just staying aggressive, continuing to extend that lead.
They left nothing to chance. This is how you close out.
17-foot shot on the way. Markkanen kicks to Levine. And there's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Bamba.
The creativity, extreme athleticism. You see why Zach's won the dunk contest multiple times.
And in as hostile an environment as you're going to see, they found ways to step up time and time again.
You know, playing away from home, it's easy to get out of sync. Instead, they focused and dominated.
That free throw good from Jay. Now, here's Dunn. He's guarded closely. Outside, Levine. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.
AI, there you are. I got an interview lined up for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right this way. You're on with Shaq and Kenny.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you.
Hi, this is Shaq. Your performance tonight, oh, heavenly. One of the best I've seen in a long time. What allowed you to dominate with your scoring the way you did?
Oh, man, you know, I just try to stay active and engaged. Flash the open shots, you know, be aggressive out there on the floor. My teammates did a great job, you know, setting me up to succeed, and they opened up lanes and opportunities, and tonight I was able to capitalize.
That's why they call you the big capitalization. Great game, AI.
They call me that? Okay. Here you go.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the big diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for Milwaukee, in comparison to where they were record-wise at this point last season, it seems they've taken a step backwards. They're trying to make up that ground.
Folks, don't forget to come out to the game for calendar day.
new seats available for upcoming games. Please see the ticket booth for more information. Bucks basketball. Get your official NBA merchandise.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The crowd is assembled looking for a Bucks home victory here in Milwaukee, and we've got it for you right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. The Milwaukee Bucks come into this one after the win against the Pacers in Indiana.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Yeah, sometimes when you're pushing the action, you can see some great teamwork, and then all of a sudden the individuals on your team can take over. All of that here tonight.
So the Bucks win the tip. Two teams that run offense through the block, Brent. What does playing inside out do to a defense?
Well, it's kind of the idea, when we've talked about it, Kevin, the accordion of the defense.
Right.
You press them in and then out, and then at some point, if they don't work themselves back in, there are advantages on driving angles, there's advantages of attacking closeouts, and then opportunities open up. And the more of those easy shots go in, it starts to deflate that defense.
Boy, you need that center to kind of have his head on a swivel, right? He's got to have that great vision about where guys are.
Well, between that and also you being a big polka fan, we'll see how this accordion defense plays out tonight.
I love the polka. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Vucevic, and it's Isaac in at the three. Here's Augustine after the basket by Milwaukee. And Fournier kicks to Augustine. Here's Jay, rebounded by Maker.
Wow, huge sigh of relief for the defense on that possession. You cannot give mid-range shooters any space like that to operate.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Well, that's a nice toss up there, so you got to like the timing. But, of course, that's Giannis. He's going to grab anything.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play.
Pretty ferocious and sheer determination shown on that one. Easy to see why he gets those easy scoring opportunities.
And so just over a minute and a half played. And Bledsoe has it in the corner. 5 to shoot. Isaac with the ball. Over to the left wing. It's stolen by Bell. Left side, Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Isaac. Rebounded by Isaac. The Magic have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And Brent, you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's slashing game. Standing, maybe a hair under 7 foot tall. How do you even put it into words?
Well, it's hard to imagine a more perfect frame for today's game in terms of getting in transition, having a versatile offensive game, putting it down, getting to the rack. Well, the one thing that we're anxious to see is whether or not Giannis will develop the type of range from the three-point line that makes it respectable. Other than that, he's pretty much unstoppable.
Here's Antetokounmpo after the made shot from Jay. Antetokounmpo finds Brogdon. Passes it to Bledsoe. 6 on the shot clock. Launches a 3. He can't get it to go. And Orlando will come the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
And their last time against this club, they really fell short at the free throw line.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Wilson, he's checked in for Thon Maker. Harkless comes in for Jordan Bell. Tony Snell's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Brogdon. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. J.J. Redick's checked in for Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. Stolen by Gordon. Here's Jay, and that one is stuffed right through.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Wilson the pass to Connaughton. Poked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And now we have a moment to recognize the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, Jay.
Well, you just look at the scoring he's provided and the numbers he has put up, and it's a no-brainer. Rarely does someone carry an offense this much and not walk away with some form of hardware for their effort.
Connaughton.
Well, the instincts there shown by J.J. Redick, pretty remarkable, doing everything to annoy his man.
And again, it's Orlando with the three.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Connaughton, covered by Redick. Snell from outside. Some solid defense there from Jay.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone scoring on you and you wanting to even the score. Unfortunately, he couldn't answer back.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
And Jay gets whistled that time. That is his first foul. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Bamba. Jay comes in for Aaron Gordon. Isaac's checked in for Terrence Ross. And Evan Fournier subbed in for J.J. Redick.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Maker out there with Bell. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the small forward position. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And he gets it to go. Fournier's got his first points of the night.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Bulls delivered a big performance. He finished with 45 points, and he was locked in with a strong shooting night from both the floor and the free throw line. The stat line was filled, and the whole league was talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
Thanks for checking in, D.A. He was phenomenal for them in that game. It was fun to watch.
And not just fun for us, but it had to be fun for him as well. Everything was working, and he just seemed to enjoy and embrace every minute of it.
And I love having fun, but fun comes at a cost, and that cost is work and effort. So let's not get too far away from that tonight. He was a workhorse in this one. Yeah, you can't allow those kind of looks. That's the type of defense played by a team staring at a double-digit deficit.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
That's tipped, and it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession. Now that we have a second, take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. Number one, the Magic.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
56 seconds left in the second quarter. It's deflected.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Now, here's Brogdon. No points in the game yet for him. There's 37 seconds left here in the second. Outside for Bledsoe. Off target with his three. Orlando leading by 13. Here's Grant. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
How about the concentration on that? Isaac able to absorb the contact and still finish with a difficult shot.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Bledsoe. No good on the last second attempt there. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Magic out in front, up by 16. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Mike Budenholzer. Coach, probably not the defensive effort you were hoping for thus far.
Yeah, no, our defense isn't where it needs to be. I think they're getting open looks. We're overshifting, and then we're not committing to shooters. Just not a very good defensive effort so far.
Mike, thanks very much for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And we saw his work over the first two quarters, really pushing the action and consistently finding the open man.
And the offense is at its best when they get him the ball. Every time down the floor, maybe one touch to ignite the offense.
And so in the game for the Magic, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Jay, and it's Vucevic in at the center. One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro step player we have in the game. There's something about the lefties, isn't there, Kevin? We have a hard time figuring a lefty out.
They throw you off automatically just by the left hand.
Right.
Then they add the little sidestep.
And James Harden with the shiftiness and the way he moves the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers. Jay, the pass to Isaac, 13 feet away. The Magic again can't hit. Bucks trail by 16. Bledsoe for three. It's hauled in by the Magic. Isaac's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Jay.
Clearly a foul.
The Magic have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
A different look for Milwaukee. Wilson, he's checked in for Thon Maker. Harkless comes in for Jordan Bell. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Malcolm Brogdon. The Magic also changing it up. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Ross comes in for Isaac. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Fournier. Timeout called the Bucks. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
Yeah, I know the defense has 5 guys, but collectively they're no match for this guy. He is roasting them.
Bledsoe right side. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Over Ross. And Antetokounmpo with the basket on the assist by Bledsoe. That's now 8 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. To the inside. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
Well, you go in there weak like that, and a guy like Giannis with his length is going to throw it away. He's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end. You think about a coach looking into the eyes of one of his players and telling him to match up with Giannis Antetokounmpo and all the things that he brings to the table. That's a long night of restlessness before you match up. Press up on him, he'll blow by you. In transition, he's at the rim in 2 dribbles. Tough to stop that kid.
Jay, and the 3 off target. And so it's Bledsoe with it, bringing it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. 19-point game. They've got
man. Oh, I would love to see Giannis in the dunk contest. Wouldn't that be sweet, Kevin?
Mm-hmm. And that was an Unleash Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. Ross against Antetokounmpo. Ross kicks to Bamba. Pass to Redick. Inside. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Well, this is when you start to talk about Redick not just always looking for offense, clearly looking for teammates there.
Milwaukee has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. The pass to Antetokounmpo. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And when he's gotten himself to the line this season, he's come through right around 74% of the time.
What improvement we saw during Giannis Antetokounmpo's first few years in the league. Went from raw. No, that just happened.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Bledsoe finds Antetokounmpo. Back to Bledsoe. Now here's Harkless. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Bledsoe against Gordon. Snell in a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Good awareness from EB there. He knows that's his job. Get the ball to the open guys as the point guard.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Connaughton passes to Harkless. Poked away, stolen by Gordon. And the wide open shot from Redick. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. No problems knocking that one down. Snell's got 5 now.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. And Orlando making a change here.
A moment now to see the numbers for Jay. First in steals, second in scoring, and also his field goal percentage is up in the top 5. Tremendously efficient at finishing plays at the basket.
And as you said, #1 in steals this season. He's the sneakiest ball hawk in the league right now. Hide everything you've got because he's coming after you. Yep, that one goes.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Can't get too physical with Bell. That's only going to get you in a little bit of trouble.
And the Bucks with some changes. Maker comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. And the Magic making a change here as well. Vucevic is checked in. Passes it to Jay. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Now, here's Brogdon. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
Well, the size that Brogdon has at the point guard, a good job of finding somebody over the top.
Orlando leading by 18. Fournier passes to Jay. He feeds it to Gordon. 24 seconds left in the third. The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 18 points now here in the second half.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Grant against Brogdon. Poked away. Fast break. Here come the Magic. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
The Magic shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw missing. The league no longer wants to reward offensive players who throw themselves into defenders. Have you seen a big change in how those players, Brent, are being called?
I think the league's doing a better job of it, trying to examine when it is.
Seems that way, you're right.
Somebody gets up in the air and the offensive player leans in or kicks out and tries to draw some kind of contact. So it's been up to the referees. They've been diligent with it. I think they'll just get better with time.
Well, we know that Dr. James Naismith came up with the idea when he was teaching at the YMCA. But as far as skill development, Brent, some feel that maybe in the skill category that the USA has fallen behind a little bit. Do you agree?
I think what the United States is doing on that level between your late grade school years and AAU programs in particular and your high school years, that they're trying to address this issue and get ahead of it a little bit. For years, there was a 10-year or 15-year gap about European players being schooled and being in institutions where they were basically young professionals from the age of 12 to 14 having school and basketball and being at a facility for just those things specifically. The last few years, there's been a lot of concern with players being more adept and more skilled here in the States. The change is coming.
Giannis and Maker, the lengthy pair down low. Then there's Bledsoe, and it's Connaughton in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Both free throws good from Jay. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Down low, here's Antetokounmpo.
It's a huge night for Giannis Antetokounmpo at the offensive end of the floor. That length and athleticism just proving to be too much for any defensive scheme.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Milwaukee's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Bledsoe kicks to Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Giannis bringing it down, using that sensational length to get that finish.
To the middle. Ross, that's good. Ross has got 12 now in this quarter.
Ooh, excellent work getting that close to the basket. Got to be happy getting those type of shots.
Here's Connaughton. He's guarded by Ross. Bledsoe outside. Shot clock at 5. Here's Harkless. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Orlando's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Magic.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jay.
He came in with a focus and brought that dominant performance to the defense all night long, controlling the pace of the game and was firing on all cylinders.
And so it's Ross. He brings it up for the Magic. Knocked loose. Pass to Jay. Orlando moving the ball around. A 3 ball. Rebound collected by Snell.
You know, he's usually very reliable from out there, but tonight it's just not going down.
30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Inside, the kick out to Antetokounmpo. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
And finally hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
Uncovered, and that one good.
Just more and more you see these small little plays that give you an idea how much Giannis is assimilating with his offensive game. Angles, passes, and more playmaking.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now the team came in fired up from the opening tip. You can see the focus. They're ready to do battle.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And, Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.
Locked and loaded. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Appreciate it.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh, you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy, too, Kenny the Jet Smith. The fans are filling the seats in Orlando, the site of our broadcast, and where the Magic will be going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, they come into this game following a loss to the Jazz. That game was a shootout. Defense will be the key tonight for them to bounce back with a win. So we're right around halfway through the season. Shaq, a lot of trade discussions happening. What are your keys to making a great deal?
Well, it depends on your goal. You want to win now? You want to win later? A combination of both? Does your analysis ever make changes?
The other guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 10, Evan Fournier. At small forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 1, Jonathan Isaac. Number 9 center from USC, Nick Vucevic. The other forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 13, Jay. A head coach for your team. Once again, your Orlando Magic.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. This crowd is really ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Magic. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia, where they were able to handle the 76ers. They've handled this matchup nicely so far, up 2-0 in the season series.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively, and when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
I think intensity is the key, right, Greg? When you play with energy on the offensive end, good things usually happen.
Doris, we've already had a few surprises this season. Some teams really exceeding expectations. Others have kind of gone the other way. What's your take?
You know, it's always a little bit early to tell exactly what kind of team you're going to have, because we've seen this historically. A team races out to maybe a 7-1 start or a 10-1 start, and yet perhaps they come back to the field. The teams that are the youngest seem to have the steepest learning curve. So where are the lottery picks and what impact are those guys having?
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And so in the game for the 76ers, they've got Simmons. Embiid is out there with Green. Then it's Jeremy Lamb. And it's Durant in at the 3 slot. And so it's Lamb with it. He brings it up with the 76ers. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
And you know what? They played well, but just not well enough. And close games really test where your team is at.
You know, Greg, that's a great point. They just didn't have enough to flip that last switch, and losses like that stick with you for some time.
And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. Isaac kicks to Augustine. Magic moving the ball around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Jay. Lays it up and banks it in.
And getting the offense started with a high-quality look down low.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, I was able to talk with Brett Brown for a minute. They've had a tough time so far against this team, losing both contests. He said they're really tough to deal with because of their intelligence and execution offensively. You have to play mistake-free basketball to get the upper hand. We just haven't been able to do that so far. We'll see if tonight is any different. Kevin?
Great job, David. So they know how dangerous this team can be if they get on a roll.
And that means contesting every single shot. It's going to take a lot of effort on D, but they can't give up those easy baskets.
I think it has to be a physical, aggressive brand of defense. And if that means giving them a few extra trips to the line, I think they can live with that.
Al Simmons, after the missed 3 from Jay, over Augustine, off the left rim and out.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
Inside, and Green slams it in.
Just an amazing feel for the game. Simmons is so gifted at reading the floor.
Kicks it to Augustine. Outside Fournier. To the inside. And stolen by Simmons. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Fultz, he's checked in for Lamb. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second. So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, they've got Embiid. Mason is out there with Markelle Fultz. Then there's McRae, and it's Johnson in at power forward. Orlando shooting their first free throws here for the night. Both free throws good from Jay.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Here is Mason. His last outing, he had 8 points.
Unbelievable. He blew that look, guys. No clue what went wrong there.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Fultz kicks to McRae. The basket good off the assist from Fultz.
I really like the awareness from Fultz. It has an ability to know when one of his guys is wide open.
Ross passes to Jay. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Orlando shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Lamb, he's checked in for Fultz.
And sort of known for that crazy length, Bamba's also extremely bright. Got offers from Ivy League schools, including Harvard.
Here is Mason. No points in the game yet for him. Johnson outside. McCray kicks to Lamb. And Jay gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And already his third foul. It's got to be time to get him out of there probably until the third quarter.
That one's rebounded by McCray.
Well, the struggles from the field continue for this guy. The way it's going, he shouldn't be more than a secondary option for them at this point.
The shot's good from Jay.
I'll tell you, what a start in the first quarter, and now he's taking it to a new level here in the second.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Bucks put on a show. He finished with 38 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it, and he took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, no doubt he'll have the defense focused on him here after that stunning game last time out.
You better believe it. He'll be looking at double teams, guys up in his jersey all game long.
I think that's the way this guy likes it. He wants a challenge. It makes him more focused, more determined to show what a force he can be.
Now here's Ross. After Jeremy Lamb's miss, Grant, that's good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Knocks it loose. Here's McCray. He's coming off a 10-point game against Utah. And yes, it's good. McCray has got 4 this quarter. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Fast break, Philadelphia. Mason's running. Pass to McCray. It's hauled in by the Magic. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, there's no doubt. They were sharp on the offensive end. The bench guys just did a sensational job bringing their A game.
Isaac's checked in for the Magic. Evan Fournier comes in for Terrence Ross. Then for the 76ers, Jeff Green. He's checked in for Johnson. Kevin Durant comes in for Jordan McCray. And Simmons subbed in for Frank Mason.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Simmons dishes to Lamb. Pass to Embiid. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Here's Simmons. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5.
Nice use of the mid-range J by Simmons, taking whatever the defense gives him out there.
And Durant sends it back. Doors are seeing a lot of movement on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of screening, a lot of movement, obviously, without the ball. Does that require more awareness, not only on the offensive side to make those moves, but also defensively?
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. One of the most important things.
And so it's Orlando holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. Aaron, you all have...
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Well, he made them pay down there. Uses his size and body well to score close to the bucket.
Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Vucevic, and it's Isaac in at the 3. That's who's out there for Orlando.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
Lamb finds Simmons. Here's Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 3rd assist on the night.
I'll tell you, you're not going to find a much more confident basketball player. He always believes the points are going to come.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Lamb passes to Simmons. About 1 minute played here in the second half. And that one's good. Durant.
Wow, lights out from distance. Durant with a quick, high release. Just a pure shooter, Kevin.
Here's Jay. That's it. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
Fournier against Simmons. And there's the pass to Embiid. And it's sent back by Isaac.
You can see the long wingspan of Jonathan Isaac coming into play twice on the pipes.
Magic leading by 17. Here's Jay. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Isaac. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for Fournier. Philadelphia also making some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Green. McRae has come in for Kevin Durant. And it's Frank Mason in for Simmons. No good from Jay.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Johnson plays it up and banks it in. Johnson's got his second basket of the night.
Well, you love how Amir Johnson goes right up with it. He punishes the defense for letting him get that deep a position.
The 76ers trail by 17, and Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his 5th foul. Sharon Grant, he's checked in for Augustine. Mason kicks to Embiid. Down low. Shots good from Mason.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
And taken away by Johnson. McRae passes to Mason. And a wide open look for Lamb. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Here's Grant. Left side, Gordon. Grant outside. Passes it to Jay. Lets it go from deep. The Magic again can't hit. And so it's Lamb with it. He brings it up for the 76ers. Trailing by 13. But he gets it back. Got a hand on it.
And the giant wingspan of Bamba strikes again. Just fantastic at spiking shots in a variety of ways. Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. 76ers have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Timeout called the 76ers.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's a good call, Greg. They need a fresh, new approach here.
And the 76ers with some changes. Smith comes in for Lamb, and it's Fulton for Frank Mason. Stolen by Bamba. Fast break. Here come the Magic. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
For Orlando, they have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4-7 from the foul line tonight. You know, everyone on the floor needs some level of playmaking skill, Doris. Who are your picks for bigs who can really share the ball, good passers among the big men?
Yeah, one of my favorite players in the NBA to watch is Nikola Jokic, because his vision, his desire to share the basketball, his ability to see not one action ahead, but sometimes two actions ahead, is really remarkable for a man of his size. You look at somebody like Draymond Green, who is absolutely critical to the success of the Golden State Warriors on the offensive end of the floor. He can take it off the window, he can dribble it in transition, and in full speed make decisions going second by second that are really, really impressive.
Thread passes, do such a great job with the ball. I agree with you.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Fultz kicks to Embiid. Back to Fultz. 76ers moving the ball around. Johnson finds Embiid. Now Fultz. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Grant outside. To the paint. Here's Jay. And there are the Magic with another bucket.
I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Smith against Ross. Right at the free throw line. Orlando grabs the miss. Bamba's got 7 rebounds in the game. It's stolen by Fultz. That's a 2 from Smith. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Well, that's outstanding execution, Greg. You always want to get the last shot of the quarter, which is precise.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Magic up by 16. 2K Sports back in a moment from the Amway Center. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Taking a look at the 76ers, Simmons and Fultz, the backcourt pairing. Durant is out there with Green, and it's Embiid in at the center position. Count the basket. Simmons got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the 76ers. Orlando leading by 14. Pass to Reddick. And Fournier kicks to Vucevic. To the inside. Jay. And it's blocked by Simmons.
And don't forget about the long reach that Simmons possesses. He uses it exceptionally well on defense to come away with blocks like that.
Left side Durant. Back to Green. Lock at 6. Pass to Durant. Shoots over Isaac. And Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds in this game. Good on the shot. And the Magic lead by 16.
Well, such a polished scorer. Vucevic doesn't mind absorbing hits. He will power through it.
And the 76ers call time here. DJ Augustine's checked in for the Magic. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Lammy's checked in for Markelle Fultz. The 76ers trail by 16. Outside, Simmons. Down low. And there's Embiid. That's good on the assist by Simmons. And that's 10 points for Joel Embiid.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Augustine passes to Jay. No good with the wing jumper.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Here's Augustine bringing it up now for Orlando. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And there's the pass to Jay. Here's Vucevic. And he gets the bucket. Vucevic has got 4 points this quarter.
Well, Vucevic at his best. A reliable interior scorer, great size, great touch.
Here's Durant. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And this is why you work the ball inside, right? To get the easiest shot possible.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Jay, the pass to Fournier. Augustine with it. Passes to Jay. That's in. Augustine with the assist. Augustine's got his 4th assist in this one.
Oh, what a mid-air adjustment. You know, he had to alter his release point, but didn't let it throw off the shot.
Here's Durant. And it's sent back by Isaac. Here's Jay. Lays it up off the glass. Jay's got 31.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Here's Simmons. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
I just love the heart of Simmons. Doesn't matter what the D throws his way, he's still able to complete the play.
Jay, the pass to Vucevic. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Augustine against Simmons. 6 to shoot. Jay. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Simmons finds Green. It's deflected. 1:16 left here in the 4th quarter. Outside Fournier. Jay, the pass to Vucevic. Inside, it's deflected. Embiid with the steal.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Orlando.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And this will be their 3rd win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jay.
Boy, what a determined offensive presence he has been for them tonight. He carried the scoring load, and as hot as he was, it took a ton of pressure off his teammates all night.
Lots of room. And no good that time.
An obvious blunder by the defense that they get away with. Somebody's supposed to be checking him.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Simmons passes to Embiid. Jay, guarded by Green. To the left wing, to the paint. And Vucevic kicks to Augustine. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.
All-time.
That's a good question.
My position?
I had to go with Gary.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Boston Celtics as they go up against the Magic in Orlando. Well, for Orlando, they know this is not your throwaway game, a team they defeated in the second round of last year's playoffs. They'd better be ready. And the rapid rise of Coach Brad Stevens. Great schemes, calm, cool demeanor, Big fella, has he done enough to be considered elite?
What he did with the Celtics after losing.
Don't miss out on any games of the season. Visit us online or at the ticket for any available on future games. Because starting strong is not necessary. Other Lions fans, welcome to Concentrated Training Card Day. 10,000 fans arrive early to the fan zone and get the
The skyline of Orlando is seen here during a gorgeous sunset. Quite a backdrop for our broadcast tonight. It's an All-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Celtics come into town for this one. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. You look at Orlando, game after game, the unbroken streak of wins to start their season continues.
And I think for the Magic, they're proving that all the talk we heard about them in the preseason was warranted. What a role this group's been on here early on.
Well, we know what they're capable of, and these fellas aren't waiting around. They're putting the hammer down. I mean, not holding anything back.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Boston. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt. Williams is out there with Horford, and it's Tatum in at the three. Boy, Chris, how much fun is it to have basketball back? Talk about some of the things you personally look for early in a season.
Oh, man, what I personally look for in the beginning of the season is how guys develop. And a lot of that is body language. You know, are you putting your head down and dropping your head after a shot? Are you not running back on defense after a turnover? These are all little things that show what you're thinking about. You know, I just kind of check out the development, but again, the body language. Is the guy playing hard through his frustration? Is the guy giving his coach eye contact in the huddle? Is he being a great teammate by encouraging guys? I'm passing to an open player for a better shot. And so those are the things that I look at. And then again, with the pace being at an all-time high, I think now is a new golden era of basketball where you can have so much more fun because you are no longer held to rules of not getting out at the shot clock, not getting on the fast break. Coaches are now encouraging this style, so the game to me is a lot more fun. So hopefully as a rookie, you come in and you embrace this and just let it fly.
Here's Jay. That shot off. Now Boston takes it the other way. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And this is why scouting is so important. You've got to be able to identify those role players who can complement what your team does.
Yeah, that was big-time production from the bench, especially on the offensive.
Hits the three-point bomb.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
To halt the run, and Irving with the lay-in. Good.
Now, that was a long time coming. Took them 5 attempts to get their first bucket.
The Magic have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Redick bounce pass. Pass to Jay. Misses off the left iron.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump.
Tipped away. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum. Now we have a chance to pay homage to the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Jay.
And what can you say about how huge he has been for this offense? Everything he's done, from the scoring, the shooting, the playmaking, you take him out of the lineup and there's no telling just how different this team looks.
Offensive rebound. Vucevic up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Irving kicks to Tatum. Pass to Horford. From 18 feet away, and Irving gets it to go on the assist by Horford. Irving's got his second basket.
Oh, man, how about that vision from Horford? I mean, it's all about hitting the open man, high-efficiency offense right there.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
He's one of today's great clutch performers. That's Kyrie Irving. Look, think about this. In 2016, Game 7 of the Finals, he hit the pivotal three with just 53 seconds left. And that's just the most famous of his end-of-game accomplishments.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Isaac. Terrence Ross is checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Grant in for Augustine. Right side, Tatum. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Grant. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And jumping out like this, man, you automatically start thinking blowout.
Well, yeah, they've set an aggressive tone early. The trick is maintaining this momentum. It's easy to get complacent.
Now here's Smart. He had 10 points in the win against Utah. Tatum kicks to Smart. Just 5 on the clock. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Chalk up 2 there. Baines has got his first 2 points.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
So Rozier will bring it up for the Boston Celtics, trailing by 10. 44 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And there are the Celtics with another basket. The Magic have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. Here's Bamba. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Celtics trail by 10. Rozier the pass to Baines. To the middle. Stolen by Gordon. To the inside. Bamba. And Boston with the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And there's the feed to Tatum. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Up in time. Doesn't go that time. And so it's the Orlando Magic with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Al Horford was born in the Dominican Republic, and he talked about why he...
Coming from a place where,
wanted to follow in his father's... So a new group on the floor for Orlando. On the court for the Celtics. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt. Horford is out there with Williams, and it's Tatum in at the 3 slot. Now here's Tatum, coming off a stellar performance against Utah. Irving finds Williams, and it's Williams with the jam.
Well, here's the thing. Irving draws so much attention from the defense. I mean, there's always a guy left wide open.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. 1:57 left in the first half. To the paint. Yep, it goes, and the Magic lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Williams.
I mean, it took him a long time to get into the flow of the game, but the points are starting to come for him now.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the 76ers was superb. He ended with 31 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. He absolutely stole the show. It felt like he was everywhere all the time. It'll be interesting to see how he follows it up, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Oh, yeah. Once he got him on the ropes, he never let them off the hook. It was full-speed energy basketball at its greatest.
And 1:01 left in the first half. Irving kicks to Tatum. Back to Irving, and it's denied. Here's Jay, and he jams it with authority.
Oh, man, you better appreciate the unselfishness. When Redick sees an open teammate, as great of a shooter as he is, he's fast at getting him the ball.
Now, here is Irving. He's coming off a 34-point game against Utah.
And that didn't come at the cost of his defense. In fact, I think it fed his defense. He had 4 steals in that game.
Got that one up quick. 18 points for Jay.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Celtics trail by 14. There's 25 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Horford kicks to Irving. It's Brown on the wing. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Brown's got 5 points so far.
Well, how about the quickness of that release? Brown just draining that catch-and-shoot jumper with
and he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Here's Irving. Misses the step-back jump shot. And so it's the Orlando Magic. 13 points up at the end of the period. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Oh, yeah, especially how he established great position and showing some nice footwork and really read how the defense was playing.
We've got DJ Augustine, Isaac out there with Jay. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Vucevic in at the center position. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. Big-time scoring is always a premium, Chris, when you're evaluating players on the offensive side. What do you hope to find as you kind of break down their game?
I hope to find that you can dribble, shoot, and pass. Because if you can do those things and you're a great scorer, then I know that if you get double-teamed, you can find an open man. That if you have the heart of an unselfish player, that you're willing to think 2-3 plays ahead of how to set someone else up that's struggling. A great player can always get their own. And also on the offensive side of the ball, are you careless? Or do you value possessions? Do you make easy turnovers? And if you do make a turnover in the offensive end, what is your temperature like defensively? Will you run back and get back and try to get a stop? What type of player are you overall? Great offensive players are result-oriented, not necessarily seeking individual numbers or acclaim, and that's a big part of my evaluation.
Now Tatum, after the missed three from Jay, got a piece of it. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Why don't we take this chance now to show you the most active wing defenders in the league? These are this season's steals leaders at small forward. The fourth spot held by Jason Tatum.
I mean, if you're an opposing small forward, this could also be called a list of the league's most annoying players. I mean, they will be in your jersey all night when you're up against them.
Oh, yeah, Greg. These guys are stoppers. There is no assignment too tough for them.
Now here's Tatum. After the miss from Jay, kept alive, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on J.J. Redick.
Just such a physical player. Williams has no off switch, which is how he gets these calls.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Allen comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Irving. Good ball movement here by the Magic. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Evan Fournier's checked in for J.J. Redick. And the Celtics also making a change. Tice is checked in. Now a timeout called by Boston.
And boy, Robert Williams, big athletic guy who just doesn't back down. Still polishing his game, polishing that skill set, but when he's focused, he's absolutely spectacular.
Here's Allen. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Rozier looking around. From 10 feet out, that one goes. Count it. Maybe the most amazing thing about Williams outside the alley-oops is this shot-blocking presence he gives you on the floor.
Yeah, he's one of the few guys that protect the rim from anywhere on the court. Tough inside, able to get out on shooters, and plays with an attitude. Menacing.
So Rozier will bring it up for the Celtics. It's a 16-point game. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. The Magic making a switch here. Bamba's checked in. Celtics also with a sub. Marcus Smart's checked in for Tatum. Rozier with the ball. 6 points for him. Just 5 to shoot. It's Allen on the wing. From the arc. Orlando grabs the miss.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Smart wide open, he fires. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
Showing his range. Smart spacing the floor.
Here's Jay. And too long on the shot.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation to Coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Out to the right wing. The Magic again can't hit.
He's done almost no damage from three-point range in this game. No threes in this half, and only 1 in the first.
Right side, Smart. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Smart's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
And the way they've clamped down on D has been a big factor in this run.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Well, the pace right now, that's...
On the floor for Boston. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt. Williams is out there with Tatum. And it's Horford in at the center, filling out the middle. And finished off by Williams.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Yeah, Greg, there's no panic in them. I mean, staring at a big deficit, they still kept their poise and went to work.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
That's just an attack mindset. I love it. Game on the line, these are competing guys.
And it's DJ Augustine with the foul. That's his first foul. About a minute played here in the 4th quarter. Here's Horford, and it comes off the front of the rim. Orlando leading. Here's Jay, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And a look now at the Boston Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors. And then on Friday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards.
And looking at the Grizzlies matchup, I think it's going to be an interesting challenge. Even though they expect to come out on top, this could probably be a pick'em game, depending on how they play.
Irving dishes to Tatum. Looking to end his cold spell, and it's Irving missing.
He's not the only one to blame for them being behind, but he hasn't helped their cause much.
Here's Isaac. Trains the three-pointer.
And he's got a quiet confidence about him, doesn't he, guys? I mean, he's thinking about shooting the ball as the pass is coming.
Here's Brown. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on J.J. Redick. And the first one drops.
And Brown is just an exceptional player. Really love whenever he shows off his athletic ability.
And Brown drops them both. Here is Augustine. Passes to Isaac. Magic moving the ball around. Out to the right wing. Here's Jay. The shot comes out. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Brown kicks to Tatum. The The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his passing.
Williams against Reddick. Over in the corner, Isaac. Here's...
Watch out. Watch out.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
I like to see Irving working the ball over to his guys. He's an expert at slicing and dicing the D.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Magic. 17 points was their biggest margin. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. Foul on Boston. No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second.
Well, I mean, a semi-productive trip to the free throw line, but we'll see whether or not it costs them.
Inside, Williams. And the slam by Williams.
How about the confidence? It's just growing in this young man. Williams has that attitude of a go-to guy in these big moments, even though he's still picking up the nuance of the game. Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possesses.
You know, when Williams gets positioned inside, he just looks to dominate physically, and then he shows you the skill set on top of it.
Down low, Charity stripe shot. Jump shot is good. Isaac's got it all tied up now for Orlando.
I tell you what, Isaac's starting to show that clutch gene. He's not afraid and seems willing to put the team on his back.
Irving kicks to Brown. Shoots over Reddick, and it's Brown that time on the assist by Irving. Irving's got 9 assists in the game. Great passer. Jay, the pass to Vucevic. And that one, good.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
But he's showing you he wants to close this game out. That's an attitude that he brings and is appreciated by this team.
Here's Brown. Here's Williams. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Reddick's got 4 rebounds in this game. Near the 3-point line, it's Augustine. Again, the Magic score.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Well, if you're his teammate, you love this right now because all you have to do is focus on finishing.
And Brown throws it down hard.
A gigantic bucket. Brown stepping into the spotlight when it matters most.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. The score is tied at 62. 1:02 left to play here in the 4th. And with his game closing in on the final buzzer, let's take a look at our Jordan Player of the Game.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Smart's checked in for Jaylen Brown.
Well, guys separate themselves by how they perform in clutch situations. Give this man his props.
And Vucevic kicks to Isaac. Jay. Yes! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there. And this crowd ecstatic. They are pumped up.
And what a huge shot. You talk about an excited arena.
And so Brad Stevens decides to call timeout. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
Irving kicks to Smart. 29 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Shoots over Reddick. Rebounded by Vucevic. And an intentional foul right there. And that's an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. Putting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
But they get what they want out of that trip. Now a 2-possession game.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 4. 23 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Well, do you go with your rhythm? You have to decide, do you run something new, something that's been working, something they haven't seen?
Irving passes to Tatum. To the inside. It's good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Come on, Irving is a terrific clutch shooter. He welcomes any chance he can to sink these type of shots.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
Well, they can breathe easy now thanks to those free throws. They won't have to sweat this one out.
At the elbow, Horford. Outside, Smart. Lets it fly. It's in!
Well, amazing. So much talent for Tatum, but also that it factor.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 4-point ball game. And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Yeah, it was a charge. That's what I saw.
Definitely.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh, you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy, too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Orlando Magic. We've seen a lot of quality basketball from this Magic team lately. Exploding out of the gates this season. They're playing aggressive basketball, attacking.
Remember, sports fans, if the home team scores more than 100 points this game, all audience members will receive a coupon for one free taco.
Don't miss out on any game of the season. And visit us online or on the ticket for any availability on a future game. Because starting strong isn't an option. Instead it's never. A reminder, fans, we hope you'll come and join us for trading card day.
We're in the place they call the Amway Center in downtown Orlando, Florida. It's the home of the Magic, where we are broadcasting our action live today. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. The Magic are looking to grab one here for the home fans in Orlando before heading out again. Game after game, the unbroken streak of wins to start their season continues.
And when I look at Orlando, they're proving that all the talk we heard about them in the preseason was warranted. What a role this group's been on here early on.
It appears to me, though, that this group has all the ingredients for a special season.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. They've got Kennard, Bogdanovich out there with Griffin. Then it's Gorgie Dang, and it's Jackson in at the 1.
Yeah, he's going to flush it every time when he's that close to the rim. You can't allow him to get that kind of position.
And Clark, the league in general, increasing the pace of play. Tonight's teams exemplify that approach.
I really think the game was meant to be played at a high pace, Kevin. We've had periods where it's been a little bit more bump and grind, defensive oriented, but I like the trend that the game has taken on the last decade or so. Up and down, a lot of possessions, a lot of scoring, and a lot of entertainment value. I love it. I love the way the game is played now.
I couldn't agree more.
An incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk.
Memorable. Keep that one in the career highlight reel for sure.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Jackson kicks to Griffin. That one good for 2. Griffin's got 6 points.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
That one goes in. Zhang's got his first basket of the night.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start. Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
Now here's Jackson. 20 points for him last game against Utah. Off target with his 3. Here's Augustine. Rebounded by the Pistons. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Orlando.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
Exactly. They split the series, Greg. 2 elite teams and conference foes renewing that rivalry tonight.
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim.
Yeah, just couldn't contain himself. Couldn't control himself there.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. And, Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in a season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Terrence Ross is checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Grant in for Augustine. And here's Griffin following the 3 moments ago from Jay. Griffin against Gordon. He can't get that one. The Magic go the other way with it. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Really an intimidating style of defense. I mean, they challenged everything at the rim, and that led them to victory.
Greg, they expended maximum energy, but it was well worth it. I mean, they earned that win with their defense.
Here's Thomas after the made shot from Jay. Inside, it's tipped. And here's the fast break. Ross leading the way. The shot's good from Jay.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Pistons trail by 9. And here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Ellenson passes to Griffin. Johnson in the corner. 5 on the clock. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Pass to Jay. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Johnson. Orlando shooting their second and third free throws tonight. That free throw good from Jay. Both teams deciding to change it up. Both free throws good from Jay.
Gotta like the confidence. Such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
Fournier against Thomas. And it's blocked by Gordon.
Good defensive instincts there displayed by Gordon. Reading the shooter all the way and timing the rejection perfectly.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Here's Griffin. That one off the back iron and out. And so it's Orlando. 13 points up at the end of the period. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And we'll be right back after this. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for Orlando, Gordon down low with Bamba next to him. Then there's Jay. Then it's Evan Fournier. Here's Thomas. After the made shot from Jay. Poked away. Round kicks to Thomas. To the middle. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Celtics was outstanding. He had 37 points, and in addition to his scoring, he grabbed a couple of rebounds. He put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. Kevin will see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
And you know what, Greg? I think defensively they're going to be ready for him. They won't make things easy. Coming off a game like
1:36 left to play here in the second quarter. No good from Ross. Pistons trail by 16.
And, you know, Gorgie Dieng, not just remarkable for his basketball talent, but for how he's given back to his native country of Senegal. I mean, we talk about unselfishness all the time in the basketball sense, but this is really unselfishness in the greatest and truest sense.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Johnson finds Jackson. Here's Jang, guarded by Augustine. Back to Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. To the inside. Stolen by Bamba. Ross passes to Jay. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Jay's got 6 in the quarter. Pistons trail by 20. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Fade away. Orlando grabs the miss. Bamba's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. No good from Jay. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Outside for Jackson. Outside Griffin. 5 to shoot. And Griffin slams it in.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep. Boy, the defense had gone to sleep, so you got to knock that one down.
And so it's Orlando with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. Dwayne, not the night you want so far. What do you see happening out there?
I don't know what has happened, but our defensive...
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Kennard is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Griffin. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic. And it's Jang in at the center position.
Gorgie Jang doing a nice job getting the ball to the open teammate there. Nicely done.
In an effort to protect the players, games are called a little tighter sometimes. And that said, Clark, which guys still bring the physicality that draw the eyes and the attention of the officials?
Well, some of these guys bring attention to themselves by virtue of their reputations. But in terms of physical presence, Steven Adams, to me, is just a behemoth of a guy.
He's grit. He's just all grit, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he just oozes that with his size and the way he goes about his work.
He does. Griffin dishes to Jackson. Griffin inside. Great D that time from Vucevic.
Looked like he rushed the layup to me. I mean, the defense was late on contesting that one.
Hits. Count that one from Jane.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Jackson kicks to Bogdanovic. Jang with the ball. Now guarded by Vucevic. It's deflected, and he gets it back.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Jay. And the rebound goes to Griffin. Pistons trailed by 21. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Jackson gets the bucket.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Orlando, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Here's Jay. Rebound, Detroit. Picked away. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Henry Ellenson's checked in for Gorgie Jang. Thomas comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Brown in for Jackson. And for the most part, when Bogdanovic is out on the floor, he's there to do one thing, shoot.
And I tell you what, when you can shoot like that, that's all you need to do. Great catch and shoot player who can stretch the defense. You cannot leave him alone. And really, his presence frees up so much for his teammates on the floor.
To the middle, and stolen by Gordon. Pass to Jay. Lays it up off the glass. Jay's got 9 points here in the second half.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Shot clock at 6. Left side, Griffin. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
The Pistons making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Here's Jay. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Johnson. For Orlando, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. That free throw good from Jay. Both free throws good from Jay. Clark fast break fundamentals, centered the ball, run 2 wings on each side, have another guy set up from outside, last guy trailing. We don't see that much convention.
No, we don't, Kevin, and I'm chuckling because I know it grinds the gears of a lot of basketball purists, mine included. I really don't like to see guys fan out to the 3 when the layup is readily available. It's part and parcel of how it's played now, but I think there's a balance. I think you should still be running for layups and use the 3 in transition, maybe in a delayed fashion versus the primary break fashion.
See a lot of turnovers, too, a lot of missed opportunities on the break these days.
Yeah, great point, Kevin. You're right. Guys trying to get that ball out to the 3 instead of taking the easy layup opportunity. Agree with you 100% there.
Bamba passes to Fournier. To the paint, here's Jay, and the layup is good. Jay's got 39.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Johnson, a wide open look. No good on the 3.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Griffin finds Thomas. To the wing on the left. Puts up a 3. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
And so it's the Orlando Magic leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
It sure is. I mean, he's a maestro. Great vision, terrific IQ, everything you want in a point guard.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Orlando.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
Jay out there with Vucevic. Then there's Grant, and it's Martin in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Grant. Kennard kicks to Johnson, and Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Clark, an interesting aspect of the one-and-done controversy. Increasingly, these guys are being asked to take on a big role in the NBA right away.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm all for guys that have the unique ability and opportunity to play pro basketball out of high school or after 1 or 2 years of college. I would love to see college kids hang around for 2 or 3 years, but that's not realistic for the supremely gifted. But it does put pressure on your teams if you're expecting these young guys to come in and impact winning right away. It takes a little time, in most cases, for even really highly talented players to become winning NBA players.
And the Pistons making a change here. Thomas is checked in.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
5 on the clock. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Back to Redick. Down low and stolen by Jang. Here's Thomas. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at him.
Fournier is checked in for Orlando. Pass to Grant. Here's Vucevic, and Gorgie Jang is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Mark, when you were playing to complement your inside game, you had that wonderful mid-range jumper, but more and more, players are going away from it.
I think it's all driven by analytics, Kevin. I mean, everything is about the three-point shot, efficiency of your possessions, go for 3 when you can or get it to the rim. And that makes sense from a mathematical standpoint. From a game standpoint, though, if a quality shot is a mid-range shot for a good shooter, I think you should take them all the time. I mean, that would just be my posture. So I differ with the analytics. I understand what they say. But if I was coaching, guys get a good mid-range jumper from a quality shooter, we're shooting it every time.
Yeah, and that 7'9" wingspan on full display there. Bamba swooping in with authority.
Out to the right wing. Ellenson with a wide open look, but they get it back. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. First one falls for him.
Well, you know what's so impressive about Jang? Improvement in almost every category across the board, but especially hitting free throws.
And so Grant will bring it up for the Orlando Magic. Fournier in the corner. There's 31 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Shot's good from Jang.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
Now here's Jang, guarded closely. Just 5 to shoot. Detroit needs to get off a shot. And Ellenson throws it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Big win, fellas. Could not miss tonight, man. Man, I was on fire. Man, keep it up.
Yo, Veronica, you got a check for me?
Sure do. Here you go.
Thanks. Catch the game, Spinelli?
Oh, I heard you scored a lot of buckets, sir.
Yes, something like that. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir.